Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. We have a guest with us this week, Sophia, who is the International Marketing Director for Alarm.com. So welcome, Sophia. What I'd like everyone to do is just find the questions section in your control panel. If you just want to say where you're calling from, if you're currently using Qolsys, and we'll get to know everybody on the webinar today. We'll just wait a few more minutes for more people to join, because we always have latecomers, so we'll just wait a little bit longer. But today will be a very interesting webinar. As you're aware, we've been doing a number of webinar series covering Qolsys, its arrival into the UK and Ireland, and other parts of Europe, Middle East and Africa. And an integral part of Qolsys is obviously it utilizes Alarm.com. And today's idea is to mimic what we have done in the past couple of weeks and take you through the marketing portal for Alarm.com. So it's going to be a very interesting one today. I can see that Graham is calling in from Dorset. I know you're doing well with Qolsys, Graham. And welcome to another Graham from Norfolk. Thank you for joining us. We've got John from South Africa. Lovely. Getting to learn the panel. And Jonathan, he's calling in from Luton. He's not currently using the IQ panel, but hopefully he will be soon. And welcome, Tony. I know that Darren's seen you recently from Thieview. So thank you for joining us today. Now I'll pass you over to Sophia.
Thank you. So like Paul said, my name is Sophia. I'm the International Marketing Director at Alarm.com. I've been working at Alarm.com for a little over 8 years and really helped launch the international department from the start. So in today's session, I wanted to go over all of the partner success services that Alarm.com has to provide and that are available, with a focus on the marketing tools that we have. So we can get started. So when you're working with Alarm.com, that really includes a comprehensive suite of partner success services that evolve around training programs, sales resources, installation tools, professional support like tech support, as well as customer engagement tools that are going to keep your customers engaged for a long time. Business integrations like APIs and web services where you can connect our tools to your tools, as well as executive dashboards that are going to help you make insightful decisions about your business. So we'll go through each one. Like I said, it'll be very high level with a focus on marketing. So the first one that I wanted to go over are the training programs that are available. Our programs are award-winning. We've gotten many awards at different shows for our training. The first one that I want to kind of point out is hands-on experience. So we do a lot of, or before COVID started, we did a lot of face-to-face training. So we would fly around the world to meet you and then train whoever needed to be training, whether it be your technicians or your sales people or even your marketing. So you could let us know what you were interested in, and we would build a training program around that and then visit you. That being said, we also have all of this training content on the Academy Online, which is our online tool, which is available to everyone. It's a great tool to just go online, look for the resource that you're looking for, whether it's sales, training, marketing, or technical. And the great thing about it is that you can just find that video, pause it if you need to, get back to it. If you need a refresher, you can always return to the program or the course and get a refresher on what you learned. We also have a new feature called Creative Paths, which allows you to customize the programs that are available in the Academy Online. So if you know that your technicians need to take certain courses, whether it's on the Qolsys panel and a few security devices, along with maybe automation, you can customize those programs just for your team. So that's a great tool to utilize. When it comes to marketing resources, we have a lot of tools available to you. The first one is branding the platform. So that means branding the customer side and the mobile app that we have. You're able to add your logo to both platforms, as well as your primary colors and your contact information. So I do realize that the image on the side has orange, which is alarm.com orange, but where you see that orange in the header, you could change it to your primary color. When it comes to contact information, that will also show your business name, your phone number, email, and then all those other different elements. So that's a great thing to have because it makes it easier for customers to get in contact with you, and also your brand is always being boosted in our platform. The next tool I want to talk about is a dealer branded web page. That's a small landing page that is available to you at no cost. It takes about 5 minutes to put in your preferences or your settings, and then it launches with your URL, your logo, your colors, your contact information, such as, like I mentioned, your phone numbers and so on. But it also includes your social media links and all those different elements. It also has customized content. So in this example, you'll see that you're promoting the smart home solutions and the smart business solutions and automation and video, but you can also customize the content that appears here. So if you're only selling residential and security, you could have only that content appear. And as you add on more services or products to your offering, let's say you start selling lighting, you can quickly just adjust the settings on the partner portal, and then content on automation will appear on the site within minutes. The next kind of branding option that we offer is branded video clips. Again, a bad example on the side, it's just an alarm.com logo, but just imagine your own logo in there. So this is a logo that we will add to video clips that are downloaded or shared by the customer. And that's great, as this clip is being shared either between friends and family, or the media, or on social media. Your brand persists on the video clip, so that's a great way to do some brand awareness or to even promote your brand to potential customers. When it comes to marketing content, we have an overwhelming amount of content between UI, images of hardware, as well as collateral, pop-up banners, and a bunch of other different materials that you would need to get started, or even to promote new hardware as you launch. All of those are available on the marketing portal. For some of them, you are able to add your logos. So in this example here, you can see you can easily add your logo and your contact information. If you needed more branding options, let's say you want to remove, for whatever reason, the alarm.com brand, or add your color on the apps and so on, you want to further customize it, we can easily share the working files with you, and you could work either with your internal team or maybe a vendor to further customize those brochures with your brand, your tone, your voice, and so on. Another great place to find a lot of content is in our social media channels. I believe, or in my opinion, Facebook and YouTube are where you're going to find the most resourceful content. So if you were to go on both platforms and search for alarm.com, you'll fall into our channels. YouTube has a lot of videos. Just be aware that a lot of it is US centric, but still helpful. We have a lot of testimonials from customers on how they use their system. We have use cases of customers who maybe had an emergency, and they talk about how alarm.com saved their pet or saved their home. We also have a lot of how-to, so how to download the app, how to set up notifications, and so on. So feel free to either repurpose these videos, so you can just embed them in your own website or your own YouTube channel. Or if you'd like to further customize them, like I said, we can definitely share with you the working files, and then you could, work the video as you please. And then same thing with for.
Nice one, Sophia. Sorry to interrupt. There is a nice one as well, which I saw recently, and it was a gentleman with his parents, and he was using the 180-degree camera and the two-way audio function, talking to them. That was a video that I saw on your website as well, which was very nice.
Yeah, and there's a lot of use cases like that, like a parent who is worried about their, their elderly mother, being alone at home, and is just making sure that that mother is fine at home with that camera. We also have parents who have a baby who's being babysat by grandma, and then checking in with grandma and the baby through the camera. So there's just a lot of different use cases. We have use cases for both residential and commercial. So definitely worthwhile spending some time in there and just watching the videos. And it can be to to either share on your own marketing content, but also use it to see if there's any good sales tips or sales value propositions that you can take from those. So we definitely develop this content for dealers, so feel free to repurpose as much as possible. We definitely encourage that. And then the same thing goes with our Facebook channel. We also have a lot of content on there. We have a mix of content for Alarm.com, for our dealers, to reach out to our dealers, but also very end consumer focused materials or posts, I should say. So you'll see here on this example, this is a video clip from one of our employees. He had, his neighborhood dog apparently came to visit him and peeked in through the doorbell. Those are very cute posts that generate a lot of traffic. Maybe not the most useful case scenario, because I don't think anyone would purchase a system for their dog or their neighbor's dog, but those are the types of content that are really going to drive engagement and drive views on your platforms and bring in more I would say engaged users into your platform and get the word out. Another resource that we have available, which I hope to do more in the future, is before COVID lockdown, we did do a video shoot and a photo shoot in Amsterdam. So from that video shoot and photo shoot, we have a lot of assets that we can share with our dealers, and they're all a bunch of video clips of a parent looking at their phone, their kids coming home, a visitor coming home, a package being delivered. So we have a wide variety of images and video clips that you can use on your own content free of charge without any worry on copyrights. And these are also available on the marketing portal. Whoops, let's skip on that. So next I want to talk about marketing development funds. This is part of our Premier Partner Program, or also called PPP. So here you'll see the different benefits per tier. We have 5 tiers, which start from standard to bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. They each have a requirement of activations per year. So if the activation requirement for bronze is 52 accounts, for silver it's 156, for gold 1,040, and then for platinum 5,200. So as soon as you reach that requirement, you're automatically upgraded to that tier, and then we'll honor that tier the next year. So if you were to reach silver level, for instance, in 2022, you would automatically be silver. But let's say in 2022, you don't reach those requirements and you did less than 156. At the end of 2022, so December 31st, 2022, we would then downgrade you to your appropriate tier. So you'll see here the different kind of benefits based off the tier. The one that I want to kind of highlight is the Marketing Development Fund, or MDF. And those are funds that you can use towards the marketing portal or on a campaign of your choice that needs to generate leads. So if you were bronze and silver, we would, if you were bronze, we would give you $500. If you were silver, we would give you $1,250. So that's US dollars. For those two, you could use them on the marketing portal on either branding videos or buying like giveaways, like apparel, sweaters, pens, screwdrivers. And then for gold and platinum, which earn between $2,000 to $4,000 depending on the tier, those can either be used on the marketing portal, but they can also be used on a campaign. So if you had an agency that was working on a billboard or an online campaign, we could send that agency a wire transfer of that money to help you pay for that campaign. So when it comes to sales resources, we also have a great tool called the Mobile Sales App. It's available both on iOS so iPad and Android tablets. It's very neat because on one side you have the app, and on the other you have a house or a commercial store. And it's a great tool to just click through the home. So in this example, you'll see the scenario of a person leaving their house and then getting an arming reminder. And then you can press more, you can arm your home, and then you'll see what happens within the home. So the panel will automatically arm, your sensors will be activated for any motion, and then your thermostat will lower. And then your locks will also lock. So this is a great way of doing a show and tell. We find sometimes that it's a little hard to get a customer to visualize everything that Alarm.com does. So this tool allows you to show while explaining how the solution works. This tool also will have a refresh, I believe, in the end of the summer, and there will be, it will have a lot more functionality, and I will have more news once it's released. Oops. The next topic that I wanted to go over is customer engagement. So we have a program called Customer Connections, and it's all about making sure that your customers are engaged, that you are constantly upselling to them, and that you're retaining those customers. So the Customer Connections has kind of two branches. One is the engagement, so that takes the format of emails. We're constantly in communication with your customers on your behalf with your brand, so the emails look like they're coming from you. We only talk about your services. They're targeted, so we will never talk about a service or a feature or a hardware that they don't have. It's also at no charge, so no cost to you. And we make sure that we're contacting the right person at the right time with the right message. And also our program is GDPR compliant, meaning that we do collect customer consent before communicating to them. So to go further into the engagement campaign, we have 5 different email series. The topics fall under the welcome series. So in the first 2 weeks of them becoming customer, we'll send them between 4 to 6 emails depending on what features they have. We'll make sure to tell them to download the app, to create a mobile contact, to create arming reminders, and so on. And all the content revolves around the 6 best practices, which I'll go further into detail later on. We also have a series called the Verify email. So we want to make sure that the customer verifies their email, that we have the correct email, and that as we communicate to them, not only through customer connections, but also any notification that has to do with their system, that we have the right email and that we are communicating to the right person. The third series that we have is called the re-engagement. So that consists right now of 2 different email series that we send out on month 3 and month 6. And that's if we notice that customer hasn't logged into the app or the customer site or hasn't armed their panel, we are alerted that customer is not engaged, not using their system, and they're at risk of maybe canceling their subscription, because one day they're going to realize that, why are they paying for a system that they're not using? So we're trying to be proactive here in this series and making sure to get that customer re-engaged and reusing their system. So in those email series, we again target the 6 best practices and think of the key things that are going to get this customer re-engaged. So we ask that the customer again downloads the app, makes sure to provide logins for friends and family or maybe employees that come around the house, like a maid or a contractor or a dog walker. And then we also ask them to create arming reminders. Those are the key features that are going to get logins to more people, and then the arming reminders are going to kind of pull the customer back into using the platform. The 4th series is called the troubleshooting series. We currently have 1 email in there, 4 cameras. We're hoping to create more content around that. So if we notice that a camera is not working for over 3 days, we will send out proactively an email to that customer and ask them to troubleshoot. So that's great because, again, re-engaging the customer, we're also being proactive and telling the customer that there is an issue, because maybe they're not aware, but maybe they are aware. We find that most often the issues are due to a customer moving their camera. Maybe they just were moving furniture around or something around those lines, and they just never put in the effort of replugging their camera back So that's one issue. The other one that's very common is password issues. So if a customer changes their router password, they also have to, more often than not, change their camera's password as well. And we find that most customers don't take that extra step because either they don't know or they were just kind of lazy on that day. So again, we're encouraging the customer to do that. And through this email, we take them through a troubleshooting wizard that takes them through the steps. And then the fifth one is fifth series, I should say, is an anniversary series. So in this series, again, we thank the customer for their service. And then we also do a quick audit to make sure to tell them whether they, have arming reminders, if they created contacts, and if they verified their email. So in those emails, we have kind of a checklist, and we say, you did this or you did not do this, and then we have buttons that will take them to the right place to take those actions. This is kind of a example of what these emails look like. They are branded, like I said, with your logo and your colors. So in this example, we just have a generic XYZ security brand, but yours would have your logo and your color, like I said. The content is also customized to what your customer has in their system. So if they had automation or video, we would send content on those two features and give them tips and tricks about what to do with those features and how to be set up properly. And then the second kind of branch of customer connections is called the Upsell Engine, and that's within the app. So there's kind of two essential ways of creating engagement campaigns. One is through these active cards. So you would go on the partner portal, create an offer with a price for the hardware, price for the service, and price for the installation. Once you had that all set up, it would show up here to the customer. Another thing you can do is also target these offers. So you could say, I want to target customers who are greatly engaged, so customers that log in every day. Or you could say, I want to target customers who don't have cameras, or who only have cameras, or who have one camera. So there's just a bunch of different ways to do this through the partner portal. So once you had create your offer, it will show up on the dashboard of the app. The customer can learn more. Let's just go backwards one so that video can play. So the customer will see learn more. Once they click this, they will end up in a landing page that looks like this. It explains high level what the camera is, what are the benefits of that camera, and then you'll see at the very bottom, there is kind of your offer, what the price is for that device, what the price is per month for that service, and then the installation. For the installation, we also offer different types of installation. One can be DIY and the other is a professional install. If the customer is interested, they can put in an inquiry. So they would go here to their order summary, they would place the order. They're actually not placing making a purchase, I should say. They're placing an order but not purchasing anything. What happens once they press that button is you will receive a email notification saying that customer XYZ is interested in the camera or whatever device you put in your offer. And then you can reach out to that customer and complete the sale. There's a few reasons why we don't make the purchase on your behalf. And that usually revolves around, iOS, or I would say Apple would charge us 40% of that fee. So we find it just more efficient for you to figure out your internal flows on how you want to tackle this and to complete the sale. One great thing about you being in charge or being in control of that sale is that we find that when you do reach out to the customer, because that bridge or that communication is open and the customer is more willing to be sold to, you can mention other offers that you have. So in this scenario, you could say, I know you are interested in this camera, but today we have a special promotion on outdoor cameras. Would you like to add outdoor cameras? Or did you know about offer XYZ? So you can upsell or further upsell the customer on this call. And we do have a full training on this topic on the Academy Online that goes into detail about how the program works and how to create offers. So feel free to go to the Academy Online and watch those videos. So that's pretty much it for marketing tools. I was going to quickly run through different tools that we have also that are very important to kind of our general offering. One of them is our mobile tech app. It's an award-winning app. It allows you to do a lot of things that are going to make your installations more successful and more efficient. So through the mobile tech, you can definitely look through the knowledge base, which has a lot of articles and data sheets on the products. You can look up customer information. You can add devices to that customer's account. You can run system checks. It also has the wrap-up tool, so you can communicate to the customer through the mobile tech, letting them know that you're on your way. That wrap-up tool also includes a checklist, so you can create a custom checklist of things that your company wants you to do during the install, and just run through that checklist and make sure that you've done everything accordingly. The next topic is technical support. So that falls under kind of two categories. One is the knowledge base, which I mentioned previously. The knowledge base includes a lot of great resources, like FAQs about different products or services, or even things in the partner portal. So you'll find a lot of information there, like installation guides, data sheets, product summaries. We try and store everything in there, so it's neatly organized for you. And the second one is the core support team. So we have a dedicated support team that I believe is responding to calls and to text messages and support center tickets, I believe 6 days a week. The international core does support various languages across the world, so we're very proud of that. And next is the executive dashboards. So this is going to provide a lot of insight into your business, and it's going to show you what you're really good at and where you can work, or where there's room for improvements. The first one that I want to kind of point out is the business health report. This is a monthly report that you can download on the partner portal. It has the 6 best practices score in there. So the 6 best practices was an insight research that we did a couple of years ago. What we wanted to figure out from this research is what makes a good customer good. What are the key factors that are going to make them last longer and are going to make them sticky? So we identified kind of 6 factors. We noticed that if a customer had a verified email, a mobile contact, an arming reminder, a geo device, an advanced device, a rule or schedule, they were more likely to be very long customers. So they would renew their contract after 2 or 3 years. So we also found that the more best practices that they have, the more likely they're likely to stay on as a customer. So these are kind of the goals that you should target. The more of these you have, the greater. Even if you're not selling automation and you can't sell advanced devices, or you can't have your customers set up rules or schedules, those are kind of things that you should strive for, because we have found that if you're adding locks, lights, and maybe thermostat, depending on the region, that does drive engagement. And I find that personally too. I live in a very kind of safe neighborhood, and I find the greatest value in my locks and my thermostat and my lights. Having to not carry keys or having not stand up and turn off the lights is really where I find the value of Alarm.com, along with feeling safe with my security system. The next tool that we have is Mobile Exec. So that's going to give you kind of a deeper dive and real-time data on your customers. That is an app that you can download and log in with your partner portal credentials. And then you'll be able to really look into a customer's troubleshooting conditions or any alerts that they have and so on. And then we also have the Web Exec, which allows you to have more high-level overview of your business, similar to your business health report, but it's more on demand, so you can just log in and see that information, but more live. And then the last tool that we have is the Smart Technician Tracking, and that allows you to see how your installers are doing when it comes to installations. So you can assign. So when they're doing an install, each installer should have their unique kind of login, and you can track, which technicians are doing great, which can improve, and then you can also develop either a reward system around that, or you can also provide more training to technicians based on the trends that you see. And that's about it. So if you had any questions about the marketing tools, definitely email internationalmarketingalarm.com. That's a distribution email that is sent to our entire team. I will say that the Academy Online, like I said, has a lot of resources on customer connections, on the marketing portal, and all these different tools that are going to be helpful to you. So we do have all those recordings already live there if you wanted to take your time through those tools and learn how they work. And then for all the other tools, like I mentioned, the training, the business analytics, and so on, you can definitely reach out to your sales rep or your sales engineer, and they can further train you on those.
That was great, Sophia. Thank you very much. And thank you to everyone who joined. If you do have any questions whilst Sophia is on the line, feel free to put them in the questions section and we'll get them answered for you. I definitely learned quite a bit myself from the presentation. I have seen quite a number of things from alarm.com, but it's very in depth, like the Qolsys portal as well. So I definitely think if you have access to both our portal and alarm.com's portal, then your website and your social media can be far more interactive and engaging for your end users. So I don't think anyone's got any questions. So I think we're good to go. But if you do, feel free to message myself or any of the JCI team, and also any of the alarm.com team as well. So I thank you all for joining today. Next week is our final webinar in the series, and we've got a customer who's going to share his successes with using Qolsys and how we've helped him to do so. So thank you for joining, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much, Sophia.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.